Mike and Tom are registered with Stewart Partners Global Advisory LLC.
Common Sense Finance with Mike Wiginton and Tom Farrell of HL Wiginton Capital Management, an independent investment and financial planning firm in downtown Jasper. Mike is a chartered financial analyst charter holder, and Tom is a certified financial planner professional. They are here to discuss and give their thoughts on current financial and economic matters. Now, with Common Sense Finance, here are Mike and Tom.
Welcome back to another edition of Common Sense Finance. I'm Tom Farrell. This is Mike Wiginton. You know, Mike, you have a lot of pet peeves. Everybody has pet peeves, but you probably have a handful more than most people do. But one,
I know you mean that in the kindest of ways.
I do. And one that I know you have is when you see reporting on financial matters, whether television, internet, print media, it bothers you sometimes when people are not completely accurate or they don't fill in all the information maybe they should whenever they're making a statement. And one of the things we've seen a lot, people are talking about recession. You know, they're throwing that word out a lot. So tell us what you've seen. I know we mentioned an article we talked about earlier that kind of maybe ticks one of your pet peeves.
Yeah, we talked about bad reporting, erroneous reporting in the financial news arena way before the phrase fake news was coined, quite frankly. And I think it adds to a lot of confusion, misconceptions. And so everybody is talking about today in some way the economic environment. People that would never talk or engage in a conversation about economics, they're telling you, well, I'm worried, what do you think about this or that? What about these shops on Main Street that are going to close? We're worried about something that's economics related. They don't word it like that, but that's what they're talking about. And so the article, and this is in the Financial Journal, this is a so-called finance person. I don't know if they're a registered person and has to subscribe to the compliance issues that we do or not, and perhaps they're not a registered person. But they said, well, you know, the market, and they were talking about the disconnect between the stock market valuations and the economy. They said, we entered into a recession. We entered into a recession in February. Matter of factly. Well, and this is the short point here, okay? The definition of a recession is 2 consecutive quarters, so that's 6 months, okay? 2 consecutive quarters of GDP contraction. And by the way, there's no such thing as negative growth. I'm not picking or splitting hairs here. That's an oxymoron. There's no such thing as negative growth. It's GDP contraction. All right? And so this is July the 9th, and you're saying we entered into recession in February. How do you know that? Okay? So we'll see. I have no problem with someone saying, I feel like when you look back in time that we will have entered a recession starting at such and such date. But, you know, to throw things around just to write an article, I have a problem with. And I hope at least some of what we're doing is hopefully clearing up misconceptions and getting rid of some confusion.
Yeah, and there's a lot of people out there that hold themselves out to be financial experts, and they're reporters, and sometimes you don't always get the true story. So we just wanted to bring that to light. So with that said, we will see you next time.
Understand.